Can you dig it? Yes, welcome everybody to the very third episode of season 3 of Waterdeep Mallrats, and it's Waterdeep Mallrats Dragon Heist. So welcome. Oh, we got everybody in. This is great. We're seeing everybody chatting. Evening. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. Fergaration's here, which is fantastic. Alex is here. Mama Thorpe. Mama Thorpe.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama Thorpe.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, lovely. So, yes, I would say hello to everybody. I'm going to give a pre-warning to the chat. My computer is screaming at me today, so if there is any garbled problems, do let us know so we can sort it as soon as possible. Thanks. Great. So let's kind of see how everybody is doing today. How we doing? Gabby, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Do you know what? I've fallen in love with eBay this week.
Uh-oh.
But I keep thinking like I'm winning things, but obviously you have to pay for the stuff you do. But I'm getting like a real buzz, obviously, because we just stay in the house all the time. I'm getting a real buzz off like betting with like 2 seconds to go. I love it. So yeah, I'm good. I'm living right on the knife edge this week with my eBay purchases.
Good. Anything good? Anything you like?
To be honest, I've only won one thing because then I just haven't been very like trigger happy with the bidding, but I did win a really cool blue dress for like 19 quid, and it's supposed to be like a lot.
Yeah,
excellent purchase. Well done.
Great purchase.
Congratulations. Yeah.
and how are you, Evie? You good?
I'm really well, thank you. I too have actually been doing a lot of retail therapy. It turns out I can't go and buy food without buying tiny plants. So I have this one, and I have a cactus to replace the cactus that sadly died because it had root rot. They are yet to be named. I always name my plants. I've got Wallace Manchego, the cheese plant. I've got Sally. I've got Federica. So if anyone wants to name my plants for me, I'd love it to come from the Sabotage the DM.
Yeah, that's
anything you like. Take a good look. So yeah, I just can't stop buying them. It's like it's a bit of a thing at the moment, so I'll calm down when I run out of money. When I go to buy food and just come back with just plants, then I know I have a problem. But yeah, I'm good, thank you, Joe.
Good. I had the same problem with Guinness. I go to the shop, I buy Guinness,
and you name them before you drink them.
Yeah, this is Boris.
It's always hard to do that.
Good. Oh, nice. So I'm glad you have had both of you have had a bit of a. Oh, Giles has popped up as a name from Alex.
Oh,
very buffet.
Could be a Giles. I like that. Okay, yeah.
Right. Giles the cactus, not Giles the succulent.
Yeah, we'll just keep it going from there. And Mr. Thompson, how are you doing today? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Grand. Yeah, good. I feel beaten. I feel bruised. It hurts to sit down. My legs are in bits. I went for a run today. I shan't be doing it again, Joe.
Okay. How far?
Down the road.
Yeah, I've struggled to get back into running as well. Really have. It's just rain, man. You know, it's rain.
Just get really bored. I get so fucking bored. You're just like, I've been doing this for fucking 20 minutes now. I never do anything for 20 minutes.
apart from
Except play the Switch.
Yeah, Switch.
Yeah, Witcher.
Yeah.
Which
I guess
Switcher
I could do that.
Twitcher, Twitcher, yes.
That is a great
That's
name for
good.
a Twitch handle, actually. Yeah, you need to get on that. That'd be great.
Or a plant.
Or a plant.
Or a plant. Yep. Oh.
Oh.
We've also got Guinness. Guinness is also a great name for a house plant.
Guinness is good.
God. I'm going to write them all down. I'll
Or
reveal.
Trevor. Bevan's
at
thinks
the
Trevor for the
halftime.
succulent.
We've also got Enid, Alan, and Rupert.
Rupert's a very cute name, isn't it?
I kind of
actually?
think that's a good one name. Alan,
Yeah. Rupert.
Enid, Alan, Rupert.
Oh yeah, really
Mm.
posh.
Enid, Alan, Rupert,
Really
and
posh
Witcher,
person.
Switcher.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they sound like a crime-fighting duo. I love it.
Do. definitely with XR sort of like shutting down the streets of London for surezies.
I love it.
And Mr. Burman, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I had a weird eBay moment over the weekend. I sort of sat there and I was feeling a bit sad. And I was sat and I was like, why did I get rid of all my Guitar Hero stuff? I mean, that would be really great to get to. What if like Guitar Hero is quite old now? I could possibly get my old Guitar Hero stuff back.
Yes, mate.
It's a social thing. I had so many games. I was just buying like the
Fucking
£10
love
game.
that game.
And I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, that's why I did it, because Guitar Hero Live is shit. Like the one with the 6 frets instead of the 4, and you've actually got to make like chord structure things. Like, so I'd have to buy a PS3 and then buy my £20 of plastic, for all the instruments and everything like that. Like
Through the fire and the flames.
I used to love it, man. I had all the Rock Band. I had the Lego ones. I had the.
Did you have the
Solitary
drums?
Band.
The drums are always
Had the
shite.
drums.
They were
and
always
Did you have the dance mat? The dance mat?
Yes.
Is that a different game or is that
It's a different game, but they should integrate it. They should definitely integrate it.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah,
uh,
that would be great.
So
So one of
everybody
my
can be
friends-
like Bez from Happy Mondays, and then somebody can be on the
Yeah.
dance mat.
That'd be my role. 'cause I can't-
DJ Hero soundtrack. One of the best soundtracks any game's ever had.
DJ
Just say that
Hero.
now. DJ
Yeah.
Hero. Absolute class.
So funny story. One of my friends, Matt, who is also a massive D&D'er, he once, I think he was like 4th in the world for one of the Taylor Swift songs on whatever the name of that karaoke version was, Sing Star or whatever it was. And he's like, we used to call him the Horse. He's basically like if Justin Hawkins from The Darkness trained like The Rock.
Oh,
Like, yeah. And so he had this like,
Christmas
huge, like,
lifted.
metal voice, this big enormous dude, and he's there like singing up here for Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Third best in the world,
amazing.
baby.
Wow.
Well, Alex Bell has just said, my friend said that the saddest he got was when he could play a song on the actual guitar, but not on Guitar Hero. That's like, I had a friend of mine who managed to get tennis elbow from playing the Wii.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Wii tennis
Legitimate.
game.
Did himself damage playing Wii tennis, yeah.
Wow.
But you don't even need to do it properly. You just flick the wrist and it does it for you.
Not how we were playing.
Yeah,
it was
fair.
fucking Wimbledon.
Very, very nice. Wow.
It's like those videos that I keep seeing of people playing like the Oculus Rift or any of the other PlayStation 3 stuff, and then they're playing and they're getting really close to the TV, and you think they're going to punch the TV, but what they actually do is they just swan dive onto
They
the
dive
floor.
into it, yeah. Fucking love-
Literally just go.
God, imaginations are incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my dear.
How you doing,
Oh.
Joe?
Yeah, I'm all right. I had a middle-aged moment this week because the roof of my shed has like blown off, so I have to fix my roof of my shed. So that was a moment where I was like, right, cool. I am now officially old. That is it.
You are ready to back a lorry down a lane.
Oh no, right?
You are ready to stand there,
Have a camper
bring
van.
it in. Yeah.
Mhm.
They look at me and Rob and they'll be like, "No, fuck you, man. Like, it's this guy. This is the guy that we need."
This is the guide.
What are roofs made of? Like shed roofs? Wood? Or
Wood.
that metal?
Well, actually, it's a subject. So I had to order get some felt in. So that's what I'm waiting for that to come arrive, and then I can kind of fix it. But we're gonna see how we go. What else have I done this week? I don't think I've done that much this week, really. Thinking about this a lot. I always think about you guys a lot. You know, my sleep, in my dreams, I dream about how am I gonna kill them? But no, it's just been. Actually, I'm gonna be real honest. Actually, this week has been really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hard week. Really hard week. So I'm hoping being Monday and being Mallrats Monday that we can kind of set the scene for this week and crack on and have a great week, which I think is what we need to do for surezies. Cool. So what did we do? What did we do? Okay, yes, that's the one. I got lost. So we've gone through everybody to see how everyone's week is. That's all good. Let's see if anyone's got anything to say before we crack on, before we start.
No, want to play games.
I will say though, over here, we have currently got our sub goal, which we are looking to try and get some new microphones in. We're currently at 55. It'd be nice to get it up to 65 as our target on that one. And then over here, we have got our follower goal, which are currently at 382. So that's only 18 away from our target. Just want to kind of point those out for everybody. So if you are in watching and you're lurking, do follow us. It's something that doesn't cost anything, and it would be great to kind of have new followers. I think that's the most important thing, is to have followers more than it is to have subs. So if you are there, please hit that button and stay with us and have fun. I also want to say thank you to everybody who came and hang out on Friday for the rerun of Black Star Lane, which was lovely. A lot of fun. We had a great day chatting with each other. And those were just like points buying their entire afternoon. But it was really lovely, and I think me and Teapot Fox had a great chat about stuff, so that's great. Cool. Well, shall we get started?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I'm going to change over to the other screen so that
I can do the roundup from yesterday or from last time.
So I'm going to pop over to the other screen, and so I can show you guys some pictures as we go. All right. Oh no, that's not the right one. That's the right one. Great. Okay, whenever you're ready then, please.
So the group have been tasked with searching for Floon Blagmaar. They had recently been asked by the one and only Volo to look for his missing friend Floon Blagmaar, and after finding out that his last known location was at the Skewered Dragon Tavern, the group head down to investigate. We spoke to Briar, the barmaid of the Skewered Dragon, and she informed us that Floon was seen drinking the night previously with someone called Raynar Neverember, who is the son of a former open lord of Waterdeep. What are they doing in the Skewered Dragon? We don't know yet. Meanwhile, Oshisota decides to do some investigating of her own. After finding a dwarf outside drinking alone, she starts up some conversation that ends in a light spot of gambling. All the charm in the world, unfortunately, does not make one a good gambler, and Oshi finds herself slightly out of pocket at the end of that session. And so, after attempting to steal the dwarves' winnings, the group received their first care package. We got our care package.
Yeah.
Which came to a total of 4 tasty, delicious health potions, 1 immovable rod,
Yes.
sending stones, and 1 magic illusion cloth thing, which I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it's pretty.
The glamour weave.
The glamour weave. The group then did some further digging and eventually get pointed in the direction of Candle Lane, where they discover a warehouse, which they believe to contain the missing person, Floon Blagmaar. Inside said warehouse, the group stumbled upon a rather large group of very aggressive Kenkus. A fight ensues, naturally. We're not diplomats, we're warriors. But it is a fight that we win. Hooray! We won.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Session then drew to a close with the group finding not Floon Blagmaar, but rather his drinking companion, Ragnar Neverember, stuck behind a secret door. And just as we are about to continue our search for Floon, the cops raided the building.
Ooh. Whoop, whoop. Really, really nice. Thank you very much there, Rob. That was wunderbar. All right, so I think that we could probably get started. So let's turn that music off for a bit as we go to our beginning montage, as it's become known. So we watch a paper bag as it gets thrown out of a car, lands on the ground like litter. Almost as if it should be a collection of other paper bags and trash in this city of splendors. As it kind of picked up by the summer winds, as it flies through all of the different streets, up above, gets caught on a clothesline, ripples, then flies off. As it swings across down Candlekeep Lane, until it slams into the face of a copper. As we see these police guys like sneaking up and getting into position around a great warehouse, you can hear from inside like and explosions and very, very quiet feet, and then patang, as it kind of like we hear like something get fired across as the yard is sort of like getting closer and closer as these police are closing in on the property itself. Cut to
two very young, tiny goblins washing trinkets that they found from a raised campfire in the river. They find two jewels, one of amethyst and one of amber, each on a pendant, and each tie one around the other's neck. They hold hands, and the slightly taller one leads the other one back in the direction of the village, where everything is on fire. Cut to.
The sound of thousands of feet marching to a militant rhythm, of chanting, of bowstrings being drawn and metal clinking of blood-stained armor. A silhouette of a warforged standing in front of an army of foes. He raises his battle axe high, aiming it towards the opposing force. And as the arrows rain above his head, Big Phatts lights a cigar and hopes it's not his last. Cut to.
We hear soft, fast footsteps as our eyes become accustomed to the low light. We see muddy boots running upstairs. The camera travels up to see Oshi rushing to the door of the flat above Madame Prizes. She's sweating and out of breath. Her breath slows as she opens the door and realises nobody is home. She picks up the rum she hides under the sink, takes a swig, her heart slowing, and she closes her eyes. Grateful the flat was empty, grateful no one saw her, so afraid and so vulnerable. Cut to.
Close up on a large-fingered green hand with dirty fingernails and the candlelight occasionally highlighting burn scars as the fingers carefully and slowly place tweezers into a jar full of white, misty tentacles. As the hand emerges, we see the tweezers come out, and upon the end is a tiny, tiny tentacle of an octopus, which is then carefully placed on the cocking stirrup of a crossbow. We see Baggi's face, eagerly awaiting to see if anything happens, but nothing does. She gets up and turns to leave. As she leaves, we close up back onto the crossbow, and it starts to rattle as the tentacle starts wrapping itself around the crossbow. The sucker's gripping on. Cut to.
So we see like a smoke grenade go through a window as suddenly these police rush into the place. The windows get smashed, doors get opened up as we fall down through the city to a great door as we go through like ghosts to see a room full of hundreds and thousands of dragons. Down on the ground! Put your weapons down! Down on the ground!
Oh, fuck.
as we see you guys sort of like surrounded by police. I'm going to pop over to the other screen as we see them rush in, and they have all got their weapons drawn. Some have got their crossbows drawn, and some have got their rapiers out and their long swords out as they literally start pointing it at you guys. Down, put them down now.
All of my stock was legitimately sourced from reputable sellers.
see.
If this is about cigars, then
And you see like 4 of them circle around Big Phatts and like, down, big guy, down, put it down. And you got the shepherd and the sheep still in your hands. And you're like, put it down now.
And he looks around to the rest of the group.
As he looks around, you can see the rest of the group are completely surrounded with crossbows and long swords all pointing at them. Except for one of you has got a chance to kind of get out in this chaos. And I'm going to give you that. As Big Phatts is like taking the attention from the group. He's there going like, "Rah!" And he sort of raises his axes up as everybody kind of like starts to kind of aim towards Big Phatts.
Oshi runs.
Okay. Right, so can you do a let's do a stealth check for me.
Can I use an advantage?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
17?
17. And I think that should be good enough. As this chaos is unraining, you run upstairs. Okay, so I'm just going to move you up the stairs. Okay.
Hey.
As the rest of you kind of like in this kind of shouting and chaos, you all feel like, oh shit, we need to actually do something here, as you're kind of being forced to put your weapons down.
all right, okay. Well, if it's not about my distribution, then I'm sure we can work it out.
Do you put down your separate shepherd and sheep?
He puts down the shepherd first, looking around to see what the guards are doing.
And he's like, it's like,
Okay, Jesus Christ.
as they kind of like start circling around you guys, I think Pups, they're asking you to put your hands up because they recognize you have no weapons, which they know is a particular skill of some people in this city. And then so Baggi, they're asking you not to touch anything. Baggi, you are completely at the moment overweight with the amount of stuff you've got in your pockets.
I was going to say, I've got so much. As soon as they came in, she just literally dropped the 4 massive paintings that she has, just like,
Fall down in front of
yeah.
and again, they ask you to raise your hands as well because they see that you don't have any weapons on you either. As they kind of like surrounded at this point, Raina's like shouting at this moment. She's been like, calm down, please, calm down, please. As it's sort of like the scene sort of begins to kind of close down a little bit. Just Pups just puts his fists onto the ground, his only weapons. As like suddenly somebody kind of walks through the crowd. They seem to be wearing a much shinier suit than before. And you all recognize this person. As a captain kind of steps through. And he looks at you 3. He goes, second time in 2 days, I have found you in the midst of what could only be described as a massacre. As you see Captain Staggart kind of walk through the crowd.
I didn't know any better. You were following us.
It's like very funny. But this is particular worry pattern that seems to be continuing with you. Is this your work?
Yeah.
He kind of points at the Kenku.
Yes, it's all mine. The other 2 had nothing to do with it.
And they looks over and they come towards you. And one guy sort of like stumbles and hits into one of the boxes. And as he kind of drops to the ground, he's like, Captain? And they come over to the box, and you see that at the bottom of the box is like stained red. As somebody goes over, he's like, "Well, open it, man!" And he kind of pops it open, and inside are bodies that have been like hastily stuffed into boxes. And he turns to him and he's like, "Well, get him out!" So he kind of pulls one of them out. And lays it out on the ground, and he's like looks over, and he sees Staggart sort of like use his long sword to kind of like turn one of their arms over, as he's got a symbol on his wrist here of a black dragon kind of falling down. He's like, I bet my bottom dollar that the rest of these boxes are full of Zentarum. Typical. Check the Kenku. And he said once that he runs over. You guys are like still like this, as you're kind of being collected towards the back where Raynor is. I don't think they've noticed Raynor yet. As they kind of go through the feathers and they're like, boss. And he kind of looks over, and I think you guys are close enough. I think it's this body right in front of you guys here that they're looking at. And you can see that they've lifted up the feathers, and there's another symbol tattooed underneath their feathers, which is a circle with like 9 lines coming off of it. Staggert's like, Xanathar. I knew that the violence on the street would eventually spill out into closed areas. So tell me, what is your purpose in all of this?
Well, I took these two here against their will to what I thought was an empty warehouse, and it turned out to not be empty.
And why were you bringing them to an empty warehouse?
To try and expand my cigar business.
As he's kind of looking at you, because of your slowness of your everything, he's like, right. As you roll a deception for me to see.
Sure. I am not going to use an advantage for this one.
It's okay. It's extremely high difficulty rating on this one.
He's a shit liar.
Ah,
Yeah!
It's like, right. You are right. Fine. He's like, right, we're preparing to arrest you for the murder of these Kenku.
Self-defense, may I just add. They attacked me.
Big fat liar. So good. So, and then Raynor suddenly pipes up, excuse me! And then suddenly he kind of steps out, and the whole of the guard, like, Captain Staggert's like, oh, my lord. Didn't realize that you were here. As he begins to sort of like walk forward to kind of state your case, as it were. As we're going to cut up, we're going to. Oh, carry on.
I was just going to say, as that happens, as he starts to step forward, Pups, still keeping his hands up, goes and stands on his shoulder, like to his back shoulder, as if he's like security detail of the Lord.
Yeah, really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to give some advantage to Raynor on that one. That's really nice. Okay, so upstairs, there's like a balcony that goes around the whole building. So I'm just going to move everybody so they can see. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but Oshi will. So you see that there's like a balcony that kind of goes around, and you're sort of like hiding underneath like the railing, so that like it's like a wooden fence that kind of goes around. So you've heard all of this kind of kick off, and you see that there's like a rooms. You can see that across the away from you. You can see there's possibly a door, kind of over here. Knowing what you know, that Raynor said that they took him upstairs. you kind of think there's got to be something in here.
Yeah, she's gonna go and try the door.
So you kind of like this. I'm going to take your last. Actually, no, I'm going to get you to roll again for your stealth. I think it's been quite long.
Okay.
like that Oshi did insight on Big Phatts is so good.
Sorry, my roll 20 is just
No worries.
reloading up.
Do you want me to hit it for you?
Yeah, can you please?
It's been slowed down by this smooth beat.
So look, stealth it up. 24, great.
Oh,
So you kind of make your way over to this door. So let me just get my notes up. Satara, there we
just imagine you've got a bit of a strut on in this stealth as you go.
go. So you kind of make your way towards this door. And you go to try and open it silently, which, of course, being Oshi, you know how to open doors quietly. As this kind of rat runs away from you up in that room. So you kind of step into this kind of small roomed area. You reckon it's about 15 foot by 15 foot. So you kind of step inside. It looks like it's fairly trashed, to be general. It looks as if someone's kind of like pulled through, and there's sort of scrape marks going into the next room. So there is another door, which I'm guessing you go and open.
Yeah.
And once again, as you step in, there's this like hundreds of rats sort of just run away as you step into this next building, this next room. What you do notice is there is a chair in the center of the room. It's got like shackles across the arms and across the legs. There's a dead body in here as well. It's in the corner. Do you want to have a look around the space?
Is it? Can she see if it's Centaurum?
Do you want to do a
Or-
perception? Do you want to do perception?
Yeah. So yeah, to look at the body.
Mhm. Do you want to use it? Okay.
15.
15. Great. That's good enough for me. So, yeah, you see that the body is Zentarum. And you see that, yeah, it looks as if this chair was something that was sort of maybe used for torture or questioning.
Mhm.
And just as you're about to leave, you see two things. One, you see a small box of paper on the ground. And you see something sort of slightly shiny that is stuck in the floorboards.
She's gonna go for the shiny thing.
Right, so you kind of go over. I'm going to ask for a sleight of hand to sort of pick this out. Do you need me to roll it for you?
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
You need
I
to do
missed that
a sleight of hand.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. 22.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I think what happens
Yes.
is that you sort of tease it out, and it's sort of like it's a chain, and you sort of grab hold of it and you pull it. As you pull this like locket out between the floorboards, as you see that it looks as if it's been trampled on because of something's here, but the locket seems to be open, and then there's a second compartment inside the locket which is also open and is empty.
Okay, so I think she's going to assume that the locket is the locket that our boy was talking about downstairs, Raina was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Can she see any of the... Can she have a look around to see if she sees the contents of the second compartment of the locket?
Yeah, it can do. So it looks as if it was like almost like a sphere. So it's like a perfect sphere spot for it to sit into. And that's what's missing. So you're looking for something sphere-like. You look around, and I'm not going to ask for a roll for it because you don't see anything that's like that kind of shape. Your eye does go back to this box of paper.
Yeah, she's going to pick that up.
Cool. Could you roll a d6 for me, please?
5.
Great. You pick up these 5 sheets of paper, and they feel very different to you. They sort of feel like the sort of things that Baggi's interested in. And there's a sort of faint, like, bird song you can hear from it. You can try and identify it if you want to and do an Arcana check.
Ooh, I think Oshi knows where her strengths lie, and she knows that she's going to put these in a very safe place upon a person, along with the locket.
Okay, great. All right, so you find the locket, and you find a box of paper as well. As we kind of like see you holding the locket and sort of looking at it and looking around, you also see there's like certain tufts of like strawberry blonde hair as well, sort of around. There is a window to this space as well, which is open. That kind of leads out into the street. As we kind of swing around and go back down, it's like, please, city guard, please. This is highly unusual. It's like, my lord. And Raynar says, my lord. And it's like, my apologies, my lord. It's like, these good people here, they saved my life. Oh, I see. Yes, you do see. Now I understand that these are... He kind of looks around. Did you say it's like Zentarum? Zentarum, yes. And the other... What was it? It is like Xanathar. And it's clear to some of you that it feels as if he's playing up a little bit. So please, these good people they saved me. And the captain says, fine. But I still must question them. Raynar says, of course, being a lord doesn't mean that negates justice or negates the law. I am just saying that they saved my life. Well, I'll take that into consideration. Well, my lord, why were you captured? He says, well, I was drinking with a friend of mine. And we were captured and brought here. And he points over at the boxes, the guys that have been pulled out of the box. By them. Oh, says Captain Staggart. And so, how did you become endangered as they were already dead? Did you kill them? He's like, no, not I. There was another group that kind of burst in. Staggart's like, right, okay. And then you see another guy behind. He's like, boss, there's another here. And he sort of pops open a small box. And inside there, he pulls out a body. And on them is a mark of Xanathar. So, and he's like, so I ran and hid in this cupboard. What happened to my friend? I don't know. But, thank God I'm alive. Yes. Staggart turns to you, Baggi. You. Explain your presence here. We've already had a lie from the big fellow, so please tell the truth.
Well, simply, we heard there was some trouble with Raynar. We knew he'd gone missing, and we followed some clues to this place. It's as simple as that. And then we were attacked.
So why didn't you go to the City Watch?
Because time was pressing, Captain. And we know how long it can take sometimes.
Yes. He sort of like shuffles his nose. So, yeah, well, we have been very busy, I suppose. But please leave justice to the watch. And keep the blood off the streets. That is our job. Big Phatts.
Yes.
Keeping blood off the streets, you understand that as like justice is okay as long as it's hidden and not on the actual streets of Waterdeep. Maybe if it's hidden in the shadows or if it's in the sewers, that's fine, but keep the blood off the streets is a well-known City Watch sort of phrase. Now, the other problem is you seem to have been... It's unusual, is this warehouse here. I've been watching it for a while. But because your little rebellion in Blackstar, I had to leave it. I was tracking someone.
Well, it's a good thing that we showed up then, isn't it?
You don't know Erstil Floxen, do you?
Ernest, what now?
Erstil Floxen, and he kind of pulls out a wanted poster. You guys see this wanted poster and you recognize it as the same wanted poster that people were shouting about further down Presspear Road. And he kind of shows you the picture. It's a highly dangerous criminal, very high up within the Zentarum, has been using this particular warehouse for a while.
Can't say that we know him.
Well, we found this, and sort of one of the... It sort of pulls up like a black flying snake. This is his particular hallmark, a messenger. Seems to have been killed outside. So we know he was here. We didn't see anyone leave.
Not a soul.
Now, I want to be able to kind of tell you, as I know that you are fresh out of Blackstar Lane. There are laws in this city that you should be particularly careful of. Are you aware of the laws?
As...
He kind of like huffs a bit.
My understanding is that laws are for those that can't afford to get out of them.
And sort of Raynar sort of chuckles to himself on that. And he kind of pulls out a piece of paper for you. And he gives you the code legal of Waterdeep.
Do you expect me to read this now, or can I use it for some nighttime literary excitement?
Well, it depends if you are such a criminal that you would commit a crime within the next, 16 hours, I suppose.
Honest businessman.
So I'm guessing your business, now that you've found Lord Neverember, is complete.
Well, I was hoping to take a tour of this here warehouse for when my cigar emporium opens in the next year or so.
You would have to wait until it is no longer a crime scene.
And how long would that roughly take?
Looking at the amount of bodies, I would say at least 4 days.
4 days ain't bad. You know what? I think I'll have a read of this now.
And so Big Phatts goes to like here and starts reading.
Punishment for a crime can include...
And he's reading as slowly as possible, noticing that Oshi has disappeared.
Mm-hmm. So the two of you then, he kind of like, he turns to you, Pups. It's like, you.
Yes.
This almost yesterday I saw you dealing with justice. Are you a vigilante?
What does that mean?
Do you want to do a deception on that, or do you actually not actually know what that means?
No, I'll do a deception on that. Why not? That's
Alright,
fun.
cool. Okay.
And I'll throw an advantage on it. Why not? I'll take the natural 20.
I'll drink to that, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to say you do, you play on the goblin.
Yeah.
You play on the goblin sort of thing, and he completely underestimates you. It's like, oh, a vigilante is someone who takes the law into their own hands. Considering that you were not only sort of fighting and killing in Blackstar Lane, if it wasn't for our good commander, what's it called? Head of police. Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Rudders. He would all be in jail as we speak.
But
Now,
so hang on. So it's bad to take the law into your own hands and do things aside from the guards and the watch, right?
yes.
But like the other day, yesterday, in fact, I was, it might have even been today. Sorry, it's just my head. There was one of these bad guys and one of your guard let it get away, and he ran past me, and I just wanted to be a good citizen, and so I tackled them to the ground far before one of your guards could even get there. Would that make me a what's it called? A
vigilante. No, it makes you a good citizen. And then he puts his hand into the pocket. He pulls out an application form, and he's like, hands it to you. It's like, we could do with good officers that can take down people that are running. Are you fast?
Very.
Kind of hands over this application form.
Pups pretends like he can't read it.
Oh, well, if you need to, you can come to the station and someone will read that for you and fill it out for you if you wish.
Thank you.
Now, I have a lot of things to kind of deal with here. As he kind of looks around. It's not the Xanathars and the Zentarum fighting in the streets. It's the sight of Luskan spies in the dock ward. This city is rough. And then he kind of looks around. And to think, a warehouse owned by a noble family, used for such crime. Is there anything else? Before I unfortunately let you go.
I would imagine that, seeing as this warehouse has been the scene of a few deaths, it may be selling for pretty cheap in future. Would you agree?
That was something you'd have to take up with the magistrates. And they often the movement of property comes with a cost.
Okay, a simple yes or no answer would suffice, but thank you.
And I suppose you need to look for the owners of this warehouse.
Yeah, okay, very good. Thank you for your time.
Pup sort of puts his hand up like he's at school.
Yes, sorry, I don't know your name.
It doesn't matter. Captain, sir, who did
Captain,
this,
sir, person, sir, but Captain.
Captain, sir, Commissioner, it's like Kid Pups all over again. Who owns this place?
And he kind of points over to one of the boxes, probably the box that actually you were next to, Big Phatts. And there's a crest on the side of it. It says this is a Grollhund.
Grollhund. Who are they?
I'm sure your good lord friend can tell you. I must now need to clear this area. And you sort of feel, Baggi, something being pushed into your hand. Actually, no, I'm going to change that. So I need to kind of move on from this and need to be able to kind of take this scene. As we kind of like go upstairs slightly, you see like Oshi sort of climbing out of a window. Can you do a stealth check for me for you climbing out the window? Because I want to see if you make any noise.
20.
Hey.
No noise. As you kind of climb out through the side and sort of roll down like a little like roof plate, like roof, and you roll down there. And as you drop, you kind of grab hold of the edge, and then you land on the side, lean against the wall. And this has sobered you up now during this drop. You're like,
Yeah.
whew. So, as Stagger, as she's kind of walks around you all and says, "Please, I want you all to stay out of trouble. If I find you in another," he kind of gestures, "bloodbath, I will arrest you whether you have a lord with you or not. Especially considering you now know the law."
We'll know the law. We've only just been handed this here document.
And he says, "I expect you to obey the law from the moment you were born."
Innocent until proven guilty, that much I know. But thank you. We'll be on our way. Just gonna take these here pictures with me that were mine in the first place.
As you kind of wander over and pick the stuff up, Baggy, you're like dragging on the ground.
Can't move. Yeah. Can
As-
Baggy, because her pockets at the moment are pretty much full of those silver bars, she's gonna reach one. She's gonna reach one hand into one pocket that has 3 in, and she is going to try and change the appearance of the silver bars using magical tinkering to appear like bricks of tobacco, like compacted.
Okay. Magical tinkering is like as like a feature of yours, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I might have to say on this one, like you need to work on something. Unless you bring it out and work on it, I don't think you could do that. It's not like minor illusion where you can go
Yeah.
and it changes into something. You need.
I
to
did
kind of
think
stick your
that.
time.
I was like, how can I
Really
do
nice
it
try,
without
but
him seeing?
You pull out the 3 bars
Yes.
and you see that they all look at you. As somebody comes towards you with what looks like a clear bag. It's woven, but it looks clear. And it's got evidence written on the side of it as he starts walking towards you.
And Baggy she has all 3 bars in one hand because her hand's so big. And with her other hand just goes, no. These were gifts from Raynar when we saved him. And just shoots daggers at Raynar like...
And everybody looks at Raynar. And Raynar's like, yeah, of course.
And Baggy just gives one to Pups and 2 to Big Phatts.
Just get rid of the weight.
There's our reward. I don't know how much that helps. Just 3. They're £10. They weigh £10 each.
Yeah, you had 15 of them.
I know.
They weigh £10 each. It's insane. So you can take if you change the Legend of Luminous. Luminous has just followed us. Thank you guys. Wow.
Yo.
Essentially it's like if you go onto your character sheet and if you change the 15 to 3 off, you'll see what it does. I don't think it's going to make that much difference.
Let me see.
I can still carry another, I think.
Oh, that made like no difference. Oh yeah, because I actually chose 3 initially because I could do 3 objects with magical tinkering.
And then we see you just getting out more and more of these.
I'm just gonna do... No, maybe not 2 more. Oh, okay. To make it look fluid and like it was planned, almost like she tried to magical tinker and realised she couldn't. She's gonna get another 3 and distribute them. I just need to lose some of this weight.
I mean, all it means. I mean, you got rid of the paintings.
The paintings are gone. I can
because now Big Phatts has got the paintings. So as you're doing this, Raynar sort of like follows you. So like you give some to give some to Big Phatts, and he brings his hand out, and Raynar goes over and he shakes your hand. Says thank you, and then you kind of give some stuff to Pups, and he goes and he shakes your hand, Pups. And he goes, thank you. Can you do a history check, please, Pups?
Yeah. I've got all these things. Let's do another one.
Do it.
Yeah. So taking the advantage. What is it? I can't see.
16.
16.
You recognize this grip, like this handshake. It feels. It's like a handshake you haven't felt for 10 years. But you recognize it. It's just going to take you a bit more time to place it. But you recognize the handshake.
Oh.
Thank you. As he leaves, turns around to you, Baggi, and he shakes your hand, Baggi. And as he shakes your hand, you feel something in your palm. As he shakes it. Thank you very much. Please take those bars as my appreciation.
Thank you, Raynell.
He sort of bows to you. As the captain's like, fine. Let's clear this out. It's a crime scene. Please don't touch anything on your way out.
Thank you, Captain, Commissioner. Sir, I promise next time you definitely won't see us.
I will say next time you visit this here warehouse, you can buy yourself some of the finest quality cigars Waterdeep has to offer.
Do you hand out business cards like...
What?
Yeah.
Here you go now. Here's a couple for all of y'all.
As you guys sort of come out and you leave this place. Is there anything you want to do as you walk out? Is there anything you want to do? This place is crawling with guards now. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, the place is crawling with guards, but I'll let you do stuff as you leave. If you can kind of make it sneaky.
Phatts, not knowing that Oshi has left, will be loudly leaving, saying,
Well, we're leaving now. You better get back to your investigation. Hope you don't find anything you shouldn't find. Oh well. You reckon she's out?
Pups just looks at Big Phatts and just pulls the sending stone out of his pocket and says, Oshi, where are you?
You just don't hear anything as you leave. So
Big smirk and walk off.
As you kind of like pop out and you leave this area and get back onto the streets of Waterdeep.
Are we there with the Lord?
No, he stayed inside. Continue to talk to the guard. And Baggi, you feel that thing that he gave you.
Yeah, I really want to have a look as soon as I'm outside and there's no guards.
As you kind of like open it up. Zach, Big's way of describing. Thank you very much. You kind of open it up and it has a flash of a message that disappears very, very quickly. And it just says, wait on the corner. I can help. And then the paper disappears itself. Almost as if you get too far away from him and then it disappears.
Great.
As you sort of like start coming out of the warehouse, you kind of come around the corner past an alleyway. And there's just a glow with a cherry in the darkness. As we know, this is already a really dark street. Candlekeep Way is already really, really dark. But this alleyway is like the pits of hell. It's so dark. And it's just this little cherry right light. Sort of, and you sort of see the silhouette of a face as it kind of disappears again.
What took you so long?
Captain Staggart giving us his big speech about following the law.
I might have a job
With
the city guard.
well,
And I think you fall backwards, Pups, out of just like pure hilarity, and you land. You know when your feet go up in the air, and you like laugh.
Yeah, just literally. Yeah. Oh, imagine me in that armor. What'd you find?
well, Baggi, these are for you, and Oshi gives the piece of paper over. And Oshi holds up the locket and says, "There's something missing from it, and I couldn't find it, but I assume it's that Lord's."
Could be. Can I do a quick Arcana check on the papers, please? First.
Of course you can.
And I will use advantage.
Do it.
Oh.
It's a 23.
23, very, very nice. Okay, so you kind of pick up the paper and you feel that it's sort of like, yeah, as you say, this song, almost like songbirds sort of coming off of it. There we go. As you see, you kind of hold it, and you've heard of these before. So the thing called a paper bird. So essentially, you could write a message about 50 words on it, and the piece of paper then kind of folds into like a paper bird, and will, if you utter the words of a recipient, it will fly the most direct route to that person, and go and land with them. It travels. Once it travels about 5 feet of its recipient, it becomes non-magical, turns into a piece of paper, and they can read what's going on.
That is so cool.
And you've got five sheets of this.
Sick.
Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
Really lovely little item to kind of have. And I think, yeah, Oshi, you're sort of holding the locket up. Oh, did we just have a roll then?
Oh, my bad. My bad. I put it in the wrong chat. Ignore me. Carry on as you were.
Yeah, so you kind of see, oh man, I've got so many advantages. I need to start using those things.
Do you not remember last week? It was was it Omalam?
It was
something?
Alex.
It was Alex.
It was Alex Bell just went, let's make this interesting. Bloom, 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 bloom.
Yeah, so yeah, you hold this locket up and you can see I think I think Baggi and Oshi yourself, actually, you kind of see this as what's known as a mourning locket. So it's a locket that's usually given to somebody from memory of someone who's died. You kind of take a bigger look at it and you see that there's like a female human inside with like red hair. And then, yeah, this secret compartment that has, it almost looks like a marble could fit in it. It's that kind of sort of size.
Ooh. Can
Should
I
we go
do... Oh, sorry, go on, Gabs.
Oshi's just gonna say, should we have it? Well, should we have it valued or give it back to the Lord?
What? Did Pups see any of this whilst they were staring at it?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're sort of showing it to you. You kind of all are holding it, handling it, like they're all looking at this object together.
And I've still got that little bead, right?
Yeah.
Put it in and try it.
It's completely the wrong size.
Ah.
It's almost like you could roll it inside the sphere of it.
Right.
But you do notice another bead on the floor.
Pick it up.
And you kind of see that it, I think using your wisdom, let's do, actually, can we do a nature? Oh no, survival check. I don't know why, I'm just thinking survival check.
All right. Survival check. That's a 20.
Nice. So you kind of like pick up the bead and you feel that like there's certain chips on it that feel like how it landed and sort of where it rolled towards and where it rolled from. And you can see it's going out of Candlekeep. It's almost feels as if somebody was leaving Candlekeep and that landed. So I'm doing a bit of Sherlock Holmesing here for you. As you could deduct that that's kind of where it could have come from.
Yeah. I reckon.
I'm feeling that Zach is going to suddenly screw me over here. I just said, well, we can't have that. So I have a feeling that, oh, there he goes. Right. So all the advantages are starting to come towards the players. Well
Thanks,
done.
Yay!
As Baggi, you see Pups, you see that look in Pups, the hunter in Pups. Okay, there's an advantage for another one for Baggi. So we just got more coming in. You see that look on Pups, like he's gonna go. He's gonna just go for something.
Baggi just basically puts her hand down to grab Pups by the shoulder and is like, we can't leave yet. We have to stay here, Rain. Raynar's coming to meet us.
We might lose the trail.
We won't lose the trail. I know you're excited, you're finding things, you want to follow the path, but he said that he can help us. And he's asked us to wait here. And I think, given what we saw in there, we can probably trust him.
Pups, you think of that handshake.
Mm.
And you think somebody leaning down to you, saying, I can help you. I've just popped this bow in this bush.
I think
I
Pups.
can help you.
I think Pups is slightly in a bit of a sulk and just goes to like just kneel down to almost like meditate for a bit. And as he sort of kneels down, sits on his haunches, like this badge pokes him through his pouch and into his leg. And in that moment, there's that realization of, oh my God. And he actually says that out loud, like, oh my God. Yeah.
Why'd you need shit?
No, you're right, Baggi. Yeah, we should stay.
Okay.
Is no one going to congratulate me on finding all these things?
Congratulations.
Thank you, Big Phatts.
Big Phatts, I think you kind of like, you sort of like gratiate towards it.
Well, I'm holding 4 paintings at the same time.
Yeah.
So
my
I think
head a little bit for you there.
I think you guys are holding roughly about 500 gold pieces worth of treasure, like in the middle of the dock ward.
I know. Baggi's found all of it, and she's like, "I found a necklace."
Yeah.
Classic
I mean,
Oshi.
the necklace is beautiful. I mean, Gabby, what does the necklace actually look like?
Does it have a unicorn on the front?
No, it doesn't have a unicorn.
Okay.
But what does it actually kind of look like to you? If you could describe.
So I think the chain is actually quite thick because the locket is bigger than maybe one that Oshi's seen before, and it's gold. And although it's been trampled and it has like knocks in, it has drawings on the front that Oshi won't have seen before. It's kind of out of her concept. She doesn't know a lot about human culture or what they're into. She's
So it's
kind
like
of trying to stay away from.
Do you think it's like engraved?
Yeah, lots of engravings, and it feels heavy and it's thick. So to her, she thinks it's more than a silver bar. But it's very beautiful, even though it's all like dented in, and yeah, really engraved. And then it's obvious that the picture of the woman with the red hair looks like Raina, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and you kind of look at it and you think back, and I'm going to ask you to do a history check for me.
I think while she's thinking about it, she almost quickly touches her necklace to check she's got it.
Yeah.
She'll forget it's there sometimes, but she does like a quick check on herself. History. Oh, a 6.
Try to remember your mother's face. You can remember a smell, but the actual face you can't.
Yeah.
It's just too long ago. But you remember a smell.
And she knows her and
smell?
Sawatsa have the same eyes.
Yeah.
She can't remember what they look like, but she knows they've got the same eyes.
So what's the smell that you remember?
It's quite a dry smell. she wears the same perfume, but it's not sweet. It's musty and it's dry and mixed with smoke because her father smoked loads. That's where she got it from. But she knows her dad smells of smoke and her mum almost smells like of sandalwood and smoke. That's all she can remember.
Yeah.
And it's dry. It's not sweet and it's not juicy. It's a dry smell.
And looking at the lucky, I think you look at her face inside it and it becomes more valuable to you as you kind of like try and close it. And then you have a realization that you've just done this in front of everybody. You sort of wake up from it. As Radar sort of comes around the corner. Oh. Thank you for waiting. I think if we just go a little bit further up. And then he says loudly, yes, if come this way, I will just be able to pay for your journey home. So you see a couple of guards are sort of around the street, start cornering it off. Same sort of tape they use to kind of like block off Big Phatts and house. And they sort of like you go up towards, what's the name of the street? Is it the south? Oh, Dragon Way, is it? Yeah. No, you go towards Book Street. So it's going to move you guys there. As he gets to the corner, he kind of like turns to you and says, thank you for waiting.
Well, thank you for telling us to wait.
I said my father stole something, and I think they're probably correct. They they think I know something about it, and I don't at all.
Right.
There's rumors that he stole 500,000 gold coins.
Holy fuck! Sorry.
Shh, please. If you're going to be like that, I will not work with you. Please.
All right.
Keep it down.
All right. Sorry.
I think there might be some sort of truth to this. Especially they believe that there was some sort of truth to this.
And your father, where is he now?
He's in Neverwinter. I haven't spoken to him in, 10 years?
And your mother?
Sadly passed, I'm afraid. This is why that locket is so important to me. I just wish they could have found it.
To a better judgment, Oshi flashes a look at Baggi.
And Baggi, literally almost like a parent, goes,
Is it the Evie James freeze frame? It is, isn't it?
It is the Evie James freeze frame. Exactly that.
Okay. There it is.
Slightly disappointed. It's like, I'm not going to say anything, but I will be disappointed in you if you don't give that back.
She pulls it out. And how tall is Raina, do you think?
Oh, he's he's about the same sort of height. He's very dashing, actually. He's quite dashing fellow.
And if his dad's got a load of chads and boys, then she'll be right in.
This is sort of like, as you kind of hand it over, you sort of raise it up, I suppose, and he sort of goes to grab it and sort of like touches your hand slightly, and grabs hold of it. Oh my god, thank you so much. What? He kind of opens it. It's like, what is this? And he looks down at that third compartment or second compartment. What the hell is this? Did you do this? What have you taken from here?
It was battered and bruised when I found it, and I looked for whatever that is, and it wasn't there.
He's going to do an insight check on you because one of his prized possessions is sort of wrecked and something's stolen from it. So he's going to just do a quick insight on you. That's okay. Raynor. Dashing. Okay. Wiz. Could you do? I mean, I'm guessing that yours is actually truthful. So
Yeah.
So if you could do persuasion, I suppose.
Yeah. Can I use one of my advantages? I don't want him to kick
Yeah,
off on us.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, 23.
And he looks at you and he sees the honesty, like probably the only person that's ever seen your true honesty. And he goes, I'm sorry. My apologies. It's difficult. He sort of closes it up. Look, I want to help you find my friend. And he looks across and there's silence as he says it. Just looking at you guys. I can handle myself. I'm not a completely useless lord.
That is yet to be proven.
And he says, fine. Come at me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And Phatts looks to the rest of the group.
You're still holding the code legal in your hand as well. And it's sort of like, as you crumple it, you look at it, it just says, attack a lord written on. You can't see what the actual thing is, what the punishment is, but you see that's one of the laws.
I crush this shortstop.
And he just brings out his
Oh.
rapier. Shoo.
Well, that's a fancy there sword you got.
Come on.
No, okay. As much as we like a circus in the street, this is wasting our time. There was lots of
He's
strawberry blonde hair in chunks.
Really? And he sort of checks his own head. It's not mine. It must be Floon's. And then he takes the rapier, he spins it on his hand, and then slides it into the sheath of his what's it called? Dan, what's it called with the sword?
Scabbard.
Scabbard, there you go. He kind of spins it on his hand and then sticks it into, everyone's saying, hit him. And he says, that's fair enough, I shouldn't have done that. But it must be his. Okay. So where do we start?
Oh, you said you could help us.
Well, he tries to remember. I'm going to do a history check on him. He's got high intelligence, which is good.
Oh,
Crit, baby.
Crit City, Crit City.
He says, I can remember the smell of sewage. They smelled bad. We just need to find maybe the right sewage manhole, I suppose.
Is there a manhole on this road?
There is. It looks like a very normal manhole, and it's going away from where you see another bead.
Okay. I think Pups his patience was run out and been like, I found a bead here at the odd slop shop. I've just found a bead now. There's a bead over there. Can we please go and find your friend?
And he's like, and he grabs hold of the bead you have in your hand. It's like, that's Floon's for sure.
Another one over there.
Well,
Yeah, can we not go in the sewers, please?
it's okay. I will, if I have to, I'll carry you. As he looks over.
You could carry these paintings, because I'm not sure I can swallow them.
He says, well, we could sell them on the way if you wish. We're very close to the trade ward. I'm sure that we could just pop over to the trade ward and sell them.
Yeah, all right.
He says, let me have a look. And he looks at them, and they're sort of like these different cityscapes. And the one that he gets fixated on is Neverwinter.
That was the one I was going to smash over your head.
And then he literally just takes it and just smashes it, breaks it apart, and just like throws it onto the ground. You know, he just
How
sort of
much
wipes-
do you think that was worth?
And he puts his hand in his pocket and he gives you 75 gold. And he's like, sorry.
Sweet.
Sorry.
Sweet. Yes.
And he's really, really apologetic. He's just like lost his shit. And he's really, really sorry. Alright, so fine. Shall we?
Yeah.
All right.
As you kind of make you march your way up towards where the bead was, which I think is probably continuing up Book Street. If you wanted to, you're sort of going towards the trade wards as you kind of wander up. As we kind of see the camera kind of come back slightly, as we kind of let you guys follow through towards the trade wards. As I think we're going to take a little break there, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, really, really nice play. Well done so far. There's lots of information going on.
Oh.
Lots of shit going on right now.
The world just got real big.
Got real big. But I'm glad that you didn't like kill a lord or anything. That's a bonus. That's a learning curve. We got there first.
It's unlike us. It really
It
is.
really is
Also,
unlike you.
unlike Oshi, to suggest not to kill someone.
True.
Yeah.
True. Maybe she likes his strawberry blonde hair. Maybe.
Maybe she does.
Or she wants loads of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmers.
She's very rich.
In gold, yeah. You're my friend.
I'm going to do some history checks with you when you get back because I want to see if you know him from anywhere else. Because I have a feeling that they might know each other from other times. So we're going to take a little break there. I think we've got a little announcement that we're going to have over the thing. So you guys have been wonderfully helping us with different subs and different things and supporting us by merch and doing donations. Well, this is going to be the first sort of reveal of what you helped us with. So we're going to reveal the new illustration of our original character art for Baggi. From James Christie. So we're going to pop his details in the chat after we come back. So I really, really hope you enjoy it. So stick about, have a look at that, and then we're going to have something from our good friends over at Buck before we go into a break for about 5 minutes time or so. Again, if you want to follow us, do follow us down below. It's the most important thing that you could do is follow us. If you want to give us a sub, fantastic, but that's great as well. So let's go on and have a little break. All right?
Yeah, I'm so excited to see it.
So see you guys in a little bit. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Who is responsible for this outrageous atrocity? Ta-ta! Who is responsible for this outrageous atrocity? Ta-ta!
Okay, good. All right. So let's kind of talk through what we think is going on in this hugely confusing story that I'm trying to kind of guide you guys through. I will say, if you notice our new layouts, we've got the wonderful pictures down here with Evie James. Look at that.
Oh
Isn't that-
yeah.
Is
Other
it
side.
there or is it there?
It's there. Yeah. Which is really, really great. So yeah, some wonderful work there from James Christie there, and then so we'll be getting more and more as we go through. They'll be collecting more and more of those, so we'll just be adding them in as we go. I think is the best way of thinking of it. But I'm glad that you guys are still with us. Deeply, 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 deeply sorry. Don't know what it is. Gremlins hate me. But I'm hugely really excited about that. So thank you, James, for starting that process.
Yeah.
So brilliant. All right, so let's talk about like what's going on. Okay, so what do you guys think is happening tonight?
Well, the world got well big, didn't it? Like
Yeah.
we thought there we were waltzing into the yawning portal thinking we knew everything, and all of a sudden there's gang wars and there's what was it, 500,000 gold being hidden somewhere.
Hidden somewhere. Yes.
I love
Yeah.
how over the
Insane.
course of 3 sessions we've gone like, oh yeah, we'll get 150 gold each for this job. Oh, we've all got 500 gold's worth of stuff. 500,000 gold.
Like I say, I think you're very much far away from that. But well, yeah, what do you think? What do you think's actually happening? So talk to me about that. Anybody? Anybody in the class? I'm gonna see if anyone's hand goes up.
Go on, Dan.
Go on, Dan.
So I was saying just before we came back that I think it's kind of like the Goonies, where like we're on our way down this rabbit hole, trying to solve this mystery, whatever this like unraveling mystery tends to be, that proves to be. And what we've got is we've got the Xantarum and the Xanathar, kind of like the mafia family from the Goonies, who are like hot on our tails, who are like adults versus kids. Like they've got all the backing, they've got the people, they've got the infrastructure, and we're probably going to be the underdogs trying to get there first and use the money for probably something shiny.
So who do you think the players are in this?
Wow.
It feels to me the confidence this does. You guys just been
Well, there's Zentara and there's Xanathars,
okay.
and then Team Extra,
Maybe
which is us.
they're even the City Watch. Maybe.
Harper's.
Yeah, Harper's as well.
Those, yeah.
Okay.
I
also-
think anyone who's heard the rumor is gonna want to go after it. It's 500,000 gold coins, gold
Mm.
pieces, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also the Grolhund family, whoever the hell they are.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
yeah.
a new name thrown in there. Very
And
much so.
The Luskan.
Luskans. Yep, you heard it as Luskan spies, sort of floating around the dock ward. You're not quite sure why. Was there anybody else? Any other names that sort of came up?
Erstil Floxin,
Yep.
Oh God,
also
yeah.
known as the Dagger,
I'm just
the
gonna call
DM
him
Dagger
I'm gonna call him
that
the
we
Dagger.
didn't go after and got immediately punished for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ugh.
that's good. And you've also met sort of Captain Heist Stagger again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think's happened to Floon? That's probably a better question.
Dead.
Yeah, mistaken
Dead.
identity. Mistaken identity.
Yeah.
They probably think it's our boy Raina because they look
Who?
similar.
Who do you think?
There's the wait there. I've written it down. Centaur. Mistaken. The Xanathars. No.
It's really
Yeah.
typical in this module. You've got the two of the kind of like big gangs. They're called Xanathar, that's Xanatar, and the Zentarum.
You'd think in the world of D&D, as massive as it is, they wouldn't pick the two things that sound the most same.
I know, right? Right. Okay. Big Phatts. I mean, Rob, you got any other theories?
I think poppadoms are probably one of the best snacks that you could eat.
You're a nightmare. You're an absolute nightmare, Rob Thompson. It's also a very big fat thing to say, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'm just gonna have a smoke here and don't worry about it.
Well, you kids work it out. I'll keep eating.
That's no snacks.
All right. So, what do you think the story of these two people have been so far? So you know what they started at the Skewered Dragon. So what do you think happened from there?
They left. They got jumped. Likely they've been told to. Whoever it is it the Zentarum? Have found out that Never Ember, his son is in Waterdeep. They probably have a picture of him. They found two people who look very similar. Took them both. Mistaken identity. Kept Floon. Raynar escaped, and have now hot-tailed it out of there, keeping him as protection, maybe. Thinking that they have Raynar. And are trying to keep it a secret so other gangs don't get involved. But they know that the Zentarum is already likely involved because loads of dead Zentarum were found, or Xanathars were found inside the warehouse.
Cool.
I wonder if there's been like a bit of an I'm Spartacus moment, because it would explain. So it would explain why Rain is so mad all the time and so tightly strung. If they've gone right, which one of you is Never Ember, and Floon has stepped forward and gone, it's me, almost sacrificed himself so that the Lord, the asset, can be held safe and can get away.
That's interesting.
Oh my god! So we've actually got Floon, maybe.
Oh no, I think we have Lord Never Ember. I think Floon has gone, no, I'm Spartacus. I'm the one that you won. Like, but then it's like Princess Amidala in that film that we'll never talk about ever again.
Yep, I know what you mean. Yep. Okay, well that's an interesting theory. So that's quite good. So you guys, should we crack straight into it then? Because I think you've got a sort of a handle of where we are. I think anybody in the chat of like theories that you think is going on, pop them on. As I said to the guys at the break, this is supposed to be a really confusing moment in the series. This is almost like, you know, that first part of watching the first episode of the season and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Kind of this is what's happening here. So it will get clearer, I'm hoping. So
Darren has put in the chat, oh, I'd love for someone to turn up from the school in the first season. And I was like, okay, that would be cool. Like, I know we weren't too sure what happened to them. And then 5 minutes later, put another comment that went in a box in bits somewhere.
Yes. Those kind of people. Yes.
Really nice. Good. Nah, it's going to be a little while for that. Okay, so so let's get you guys back over to the play screen. And let's go put some cool, chilled music on. Okay, great.
Play that funky music.
Okay, so you guys are currently as you kind of making your way northwards. Did you want to go and try and sell this painting beforehand, or do you want to do it afterwards?
I want to do it right now.
All right.
Yeah.
So what happens is you get to the kind of a corner moment where Pups, you can see that the beads are continuing off down Chester Street.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Phatts, you see that there's like an alleyway in front of you that continues on down Book Street that goes into like an artistic ward, just past a pub called the Honourable Knight. And you can see that the kind of like verges off. And Pups, you're looking one way. Big Phatts, you're looking another.
So the beads go that way.
Yeah, well, money's that way.
He looks over and Oshi's just sort of nodding.
So we don't care. There's no time limit on this.
I'm not carrying around 3 paintings worth 70 or so gold apiece.
Well,
Let's
look,
sell 'em.
there's a shop just there. We could just as you pop in, just get it done quick.
Your face is pretty known around here, I'd imagine. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. I'd hope so.
So do you think that shopkeepers would sell a better price to you or a worse price?
Considering my father is probably worse price, but
That's correct.
it would probably be quicker.
I'm not too fussed for time. I'll go ahead inside and see what I can sell them for.
All right, so Big Phatts, you wander up the street, and it's like lots of sort of old school sort of places that seem to have been zhuzhed up, still holding on to their vintage charm. As you kind of like wander up, the smell of like coffee, and also there's another shop which I think you know is another tobacconist. Who is the other shop owner of a tobacconist that you know in the trade ward?
She's a gnome.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Genuina Spriggleweed.
So you can see Spriggleweeds sort of like across the street, and you're like, as you kind of like look across, and there's an art shop, which is just called R. So you kind of walk through the doors, and inside is like this very young-looking halfling. He's wearing like a plaid shirt. He's got braces on and a belt. And he's sort of like stood there. He's got a pair of thick rimmed glasses on. He's like, "Oh, can I help you?"
Bonjour there. My name's Mr. Phatts. You may have heard of me from Big Fat Cigar Emporium. I'm a business owner.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, I've got," and he's like, his accent's all over the place. "I've got this," and he kind of puts his hand underneath, and he pulls out this like glass jar, and in the glass jar is a cigar. It's a collectible, I believe.
Oh, one of the fat ladies. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Ah, well, it was lovely to meet you, sir. And he puts his hand out.
Well, I would shake your hand, but as you can see here, I'm holding 3 extremely valuable pieces of art, and I've been told this is where I could possibly get a buyer.
And he's already doing this. Like,
oh, okay, here you go.
Brings him, he kind of puts them down, and then he sort of takes his glasses, he taps them, and the lenses go, and they sort of like come out into like 3 different parts, and he kind of looks down at it. It moves to the next one. Interesting. And he moves to the next one. And he looks at all 3. Wow. So this is fantastic work. Where did you find these?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but my cigar shop actually burnt down not too long ago, and I have some connections with the Grohl Hund family, and in order to sell the shop back on its feet again, they kindly donated 3 of these pictures to for me to sell.
Oh. He kind of looks at them and he's like, "What is this? I mean, this is Manuel."
I'm aware, yes.
It's interesting. It's like there's a set of 4, and you found 3 of them.
Well, there were 4, but they said that the 4th held sentimental value to them, so they could only donate 3.
That's a shame. It looks as if it's the Neverwinter.
Neverwinter, that missing. Yeah, that's correct.
That's a real shame. I'll give you 50 gold each.
I was assured I could get 100 gold apiece.
You might have got 100 gold apiece with all 4 of them, but I'll give you 50 gold apiece.
Why don't we say 90 gold apiece? That way they're yours, and if I get my hands on the Neverwinter, I'll give it to you for a good price.
Let's say 80 gold apiece, and then he brings the jar out, and you sign that jar.
85 and you got a deal.
It's his hand out. Shake.
Pleasure doing business with you.
And he hands you a pen.
Well,
And he quickly scrawls BP.
He's like, thank you. This is a great find you have found. And he hands over the gold, which was 85 times 3. 170, 100.
155?
255.
255.
So he hands over 255 gold pieces to you.
Sweet doggy.
It's like, it's good doing business with you.
an absolute pleasure there, sir. Don't worry, if I find myself the Neverwinter off the Growhuns, then I'll be sure to bring it to you directly.
That would be a pleasure.
Well, have a nice day, and if you speak to Spriggleweed, tell her I think she's a bitch. Thank you very much. See you again.
Yeah, you gotta leave and go out. He's quite shocked by that behaviour. But as you leave, you go out and you meet the guys back on the corner. Really fast sale of 255 gold pieces in your hand. As you go back to the group, and you continue on the trail, there are loads of different people around the street as well that you notice. That are, they look as if they've kind of been on the street. They sort of be around the street a lot. You can see that they could be there for questioning as well if you wanted to, but you continue following the beads on, and it kind of makes it your way back. You're over by Celeste Street, so you make your way back to Snail Street, and then as you get to, you go across the South Snail Street towards Gut Alley. And you notice there's an alleyway that kind of kicks off to the north, which is like a bead is sort of found sort of inside one of the cobblestones. But as you look at it, you see that it's actually at the feet of a group of guys that are sat around a table. There's 3 of them sat there. They're very large looking people. They look as if they are well battle worn. There's a spare chair at the table, and there is a bucket in the center of the table. And I think Oshi is probably the one who's going to see that it's full of gold. You reckon about 250 gold's worth, sort of sat in a bucket. And they're sat there together, and they've got a pair of, one of them looks like they're holding something. And they're right by the foot of one of them that looks the oldest, and the most experienced sort of battler. A bead is resting against his foot.
Pups sort of eyes Oshi and then starts to fall back from the group and puts his hood up.
Oshi walks up to the group and asks if there's anybody sat in the chair.
And he turns around and is like, well, you can join us for a game if you like.
A game
But
on.
I'd warn you, the stakes are extremely high.
Maybe too rich for my blood. What are the stakes?
Take a seat and we'll explain the game.
She looks at Big Phatts and Baggi, praying with her eyes that they will stay with her.
I'll front you the money if you need it.
She sits down.
Right, okay. So they sit there and they go, right. And they show a pair of dice. And they give a dice to each of you, so you've all got a d6 with you. And they turn to you and they say, "Where's the money? How much is it going to be? 250 divided by 3." They say 80 gold in, and you can play. Now you've sat down, you've agreed to play.
She has to turn around and put a hand out to Big Phatts.
Already, as soon as your hand is out, there's already money in it, as Phatts gives you 80 gold.
Yeah.
So as you pour it into the bucket, they give out 4 dice, and then they put down a machete, and they say, "Right, we're all going to roll. One with the lowest number chops their hand off."
His face.
Yes, I like this game.
Okay.
Right.
I thought it was just going to be the knife game with the machete.
I mean, it is the knife game.
It is a knife game. So what you've got there, you look over and you see one that looks as if, I think Big Phatts, you kind of recognise him from the old days of the fields. I think it's the Fields of Valor. Sort of like a gladiator. Sort of sat on one side, and the other two look like old dishevelled sort of soldiers. So they
Are any of them bleeding out?
No, they haven't started the game yet. However,
Right.
the gladiator guy puts down a superior health potion down. And he says, "Just so we don't bleed out." All right. So we're going to roll d6s, and we're going to see who gets the lowest number. All right. Do you want to do your roll at the end?
Yeah, please.
All right, cool.
Oh my goodness.
Am I allowed to use advantage on this, or is this not one of the ones?
I'm going to say no. I'm just going to keep the drama up.
So you're using a DM advantage, Joe?
I'm not using a DM advantage, no. All right.
I'm genuinely so nervous. I'm sweating.
All right. So the gladiator goes first. Rolls a 4. Soldier 1 rolls the dice. Rolls a 4.
No.
All right. So the second soldier rolls a dice. Rolls a 2. Okay. So you got to beat a 2.
Here we go, babies. Get the hooks ready, okay? My go.
So the second soldier puts his hand down and he grabs hold of the knife and goes chomp, and he chops his own arm off. He's like, "Oh, oh, oh," and he starts screaming as his hand is sort of sat on the side. And the guy comes over and just douses this cloth with healing potion and dabs it, and it sort of like cauterizes the wound. He's like, oh, okay. And he sort of steps away from the table, continuing to watch as the other two take his dice away and they start rolling again.
Hang on. Oh, I didn't know. Right, okay.
Oh
go.
my god.
Gladiator, 4. Soldier. Oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna allow an advantage on this one. So roll it twice.
No. Come on.
Okay, so as this happens, Oshi takes the Big Phatts and Baggi are behind, aren't they? And Pups is skulking. Oshi takes the machete. And does she chop it across the gladiator's face or throw it off the table?
Do you want to do a wisdom saving throw?
I think
Yeah.
you know the answer to that, Gabs.
Yeah, I think you know the answer to that.
There's a 3.
Yep.
She slices it across his face. Whoosh.
Alrighty, let's roll initiative then, please, guys.
Oh.
All right.
God.
Oh, I didn't tap on my thing. I'm on 15. I don't know if I tapped on my little.
It's all right. I'm gonna just pop everybody in. Okay.
Oh, hang on. I've lost us. Where are we in roll 20? I can't find us.
Okay, you
What was the
are.
amount? I've got you. Thank you. Okay.
Oshi's at the table. Pups, you're further back.
Fuck this escalated fast.
It's escalating real fast. So veteran. So we've got one veteran. I think the other one's not going to get involved. Let me just find them. God, I don't know if you're going to get through this.
She is not good at gambling.
I know. Why do you let her every time?
Mate, it's your choices, it's not me. All right, the gladiator. Right. Oh God, this is bad news, man. This is serious bad news. All right. So you attack the gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so fast.
Let's do an attack with. Oh, I don't know what I did that. Let's attack with. Oh, there he is. With let's say your rapier. That's the easier way of doing it.
Okay.
I'm going to let you do that, and then we'll do the rest of the initiative because I haven't done the rest of the guys yet.
19. And I suppose there's nobody in range of him, is there? There's nobody
No.
in 5 feet of him. So it's 5 piercing damage or slashing damage.
All right, cool. So you kind of slash down for 5, and it doesn't do much damage to him. Okay, so let me just quickly roll the initiative for them. Oh, nat 1, great. And for the veteran. All right. So we rolled twice for some reason. Okay, so 17. So let's have a look. So Baggi, you had 13, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, Big Phatts.
15.
15. Perfect. Wow, this got dark really quick. I was literally just like, oh no, they won't get involved with this.
I had such a plan as well, and it just the slash happened before you even had a chance.
Okay, so the veteran sort of gets up, pushes the table over, walks straight over to you, and goes to the hit. He's going to make 2 attacks with his longsword, one-handed. So first attack is a 7, so it misses. Second attack, so 15.
Yeah, meets it hits.
So it's 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
As he slashes like straight across, and hits right across you. Big Phatts.
Well, Phatts is realizing that he's in a fight, so fuck it. This is what he's come here for. He's gonna move to here, and then get real fucking mad. He's gonna go in a rage.
Nice.
He now has 2 hands that formerly he was holding a torch. Now, sheep and the shepherd are out. Baba.
Right,
So
let's go
he's going
in.
to take the flanking advantage. Go with the sheep. Skadoosh. That is a 21 to hit
Yeah, that hits.
for
6.
6, and then he'll come in with the shepherd as his bonus act. Oh no, his bonus was rage. Never mind.
Yeah. So he takes 6 off him, and he's like, "Rah!" and he's like sliced across with your axe across his back. Very, very nice. Okay, Pups.
I guess we're doing this. Yeah, gonna go straight in to here and come in with quarterstaff attack, 20 to hit
Yeah, it hits.
for 10,
Nice. Big damage.
and then come back round with an unarmed for 22.
Yep.
for 6.
Very, very nice. As you sort of swing around, you sort of like clump him with your stick. And as you kind of land, you kind of try and like, essentially your foot comes up and like kicks him in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
As that's kind of all that you're going to get to do there. Okay, anything else you want to do?
No, I think that's it. Can we see your the rolls for the other? I think the rolls that are coming through.
That's why I'm calling them out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's something annoying with this module is that they were all set for DM, so everybody at home can see them. And
Nice.
that's why, and I'm calling them out for you guys.
Almost like we weren't supposed to attack these guys.
Almost. I mean, if the guys at home could if they could, they can see what the health points are on this gladiator, for instance. Yeah. Okay, so Baggi, let's see your go.
Baggy's going to move over to about here and cast a firebolt at that guy in the middle directly over Pups' head.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, here we go. Pew! 18?
Let's have a look. Yeah, I think 18 hits. Yeah, 18 hits.
Hits for 10.
Oh, big one.
Hey!
It's sort of like you get your lighter out, you flick it, boom, and you throw that fireball into the center of everybody. It sort of explodes in his face as we come through to the gladiator. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, not at the moment.
All right, gladiator's going to come to actually he's going to come round to here, and he's going to wail on you, Big Phatts, with his 3 attacks.
Oh, good.
As he comes out with his spear. He has his shield. He brings his shield out, so he's only going to do this with one-handed spear attack. Okay, first one is a 19.
Hits.
And the second one, 18. Oh, sorry, 20.
Hits.
And the third one, 16.
Hits.
Oh, really? They all hit.
They all hit.
Right, so that is 23, 30.
I'll take half of that, so I'll take 15. Which, good news, kids, means Big Phatts is down.
Oh,
No!
Because I wasn't on a lot of health to begin with. Go on, you legends.
Oh, I love it. Random encounters are the best. Right, okay, so... all right, so that's all they're going to do. Actually, you drop down, so you got 0 hit points. And
I'm beginning to think this is a bad.
I'm beginning to... Yeah, literally, and you guys see Big Phatts go down. The gladiator is going to move back to here. Okay, so now it's the veterans go. He's seen that you just did some big damage on him, Pups. So he comes in for the 2 longsword attacks. 1. This is a 14.
Misses.
And the second one misses as well. It's a 7. So he sort of swings across and you like duck and then move out of the way as he sort of swings through. But you now have a chance. Oh, actually, where's Oshi? I haven't got Oshi in here.
Oh, yeah.
What was your number?
Oh, 15.
15. All right. Do you want to take an attack from where you are? Because I've got you in my things. So I'll put you in now.
Yeah, okay, she's going to use her rapier on the one that Pups hit, so the veteran.
Mm-hmm.
20, oh no, is that... That's not flanking, is...
Sneak attack, though.
Sneak attack.
You got
That's in the 5 feet.
Okay,
So yeah, 21.
so that's 16.
Oh, big shots.
Ooh, 19, yeah, hits for...
Yeah, 16.
16. Oh, I'm right. I'm in the wrong bit. Yeah, there he goes. Great. 16. Fantastic. All right, cool. So he looks pretty screwed over right now.
And then can she disengage?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
run away?
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. Right, so where do you run to?
So anywhere that she can be out of sight, but also as she does scream at people to run.
Yeah. So I think what you do is you sort of like just push his sword away so that you can kind of get out of the way. So you push it towards the gladiator, hits into his spear, which then gives you a chance to kind of get out. As you shout "run," as you aim for the alleyway that was behind them.
Yeah.
And as you start to go to leg it. Great. Okay. Big Phatts, can I get a death saving throw, please? Let's sort of see what
You
happens here.
can, of course, yeah.
If I, sorry,
Yeah, carry on.
if I've got a health potion still,
Mhm.
can I
You could-
give that?
To fail.
Okay. Yeah, you could do if you could get there.
To get to Big Phatts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If you can get there, then yeah, you can. But you sort of shout "run" instead. Is what I'm going to kind of say. Is you kind of free
Yeah.
action. As Big Phatts, you sort of like as you sort of fail your first death save. Pups.
As I'm next to Big Phatts, I take out my health potion, and I just sort of like screw it into the bit where the
Yeah.
cigar is, and just sort of
stick it in like a bag, like a can of, like a bottle of Coke.
yeah,
and
and just leave it there to just glug, 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 by itself.
Good idea.
Okay, cool. So you get up for, is it 2d4 plus 2?
Yeah, I'll
Do you want to roll it? You roll it.
8.
For 8. Great. Okay, so you get up with 8 hit points, and then what's your next move?
I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to take out the 3 bars that Baggi gave me,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say, put this on the table, walk away, no questions asked. Everyone carries on with the day.
All right. Do you want to try a persuasion check, please?
Yep, with one of my bombs, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, come on. 15.
As it kind of looks at you, and it looks at the bars, and looks at you. He takes the bars and puts them in the bucket, sits down with his mate. So, right, okay, and he starts rolling the dice. They just crack on. As you kind of like, Big Phatts, you wake up. So like, right idea.
Yeah. I'm on the floor.
As you watch the 2 guys, and I'm just going to roll them. Okay, so the gladiator. And then the soldier. Oh my god, they look at each other confused, and then like he puts his hands in his pockets and they like take out all the copper pieces they've got, all the rings they have, like all the watches they've got, including those things on there. So you've got 333 gold, bunch of watches, a bunch of rings, and 3 ignits of silver worth 50 gold each, sort of in this bucket, and it goes on this next roll. As you watch them, like, so the gladiator rolls 3. So the gladiator turns around and he just grabs hold of like his own sword, swings, choom, it's like, ah, and he's like cuts his own hand off. As the other guy just goes and just picks up the gold, and he turns to his mate, who's there dabbing it with healing potions. Like, cool, same time tomorrow, and he's like, yeah, right. Stuff like. And they walk off in different directions.
Do we see where the veteran goes?
Oh my god.
Because he's in a bad way. He was in a bad way. We did a load of damage to him. And now, come on, he's got loads of gold.
Yeah, sure. So he goes off to the east.
I mean, Oshi's not with you a lot, so she can't tell you this is happening. That
So
she's
you,
like,
so you go after him.
Did you see anyone from where she is?
You see him go past you. Do you wanna go after him?
Oh, he goes past me.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't think he was a threat anymore. Like, the fight's finished. He's just done a big win. He's off to spend it.
Do you reckon she could hide?
Let's do a stealth check. Let's have a look. And I'll-
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
12.
He rolls a 12. He sees you. Look at
All right
him.
then. Oshi nods at him. And like saunters back to the group.
Jeez.
Can you do a wisdom saving throw for me? But
17.
all right, cool. You just go, yeah, all right, fair enough. And you ignore the opportunity, and you let him carry on. You guys look down this alleyway.
Oh my god. Before we move on,
Where
can
was
I...
Rainer,
I
by the
was gonna
way?
say, what's Rainier been doing this whole time?
And he's literally just like, he stood back like, what the actual fuck is going on?
These people.
He literally just
before
picked a
we-
fight with like, he literally turned up into a neighborhood and gone, who's the biggest guy? You're the biggest guy. All right, we'll just have a fight.
Oh,
He sort of
amazing.
sees you, Oshi, in a completely different light than what he originally thought.
Well, she can still use a bow and arrow now. So
It's true. It's true.
she'll murder him.
Before
Very
we carry
similar.
on.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'd really like to replenish Pups's 3 gold bars by giving him 3 of mine. Out of the kindness of my own heart, obviously. So she's just going to do that, which takes her down to 6, which... Yay! Okay, she's fine now.
Okay, so now you have full movement in battle.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
She's no longer clanging and clinking and
All right.
dragging herself. Good.
So you head down this alleyway. And you notice that there are no more beads around. That was so tense. I'm really glad that we got through that together.
Can I just say, I think this is the best day of my life.
Mm. Yeah, just to let you know, guys, that gladiator had 112 hit points.
Oh, shit.
Oshi has had 8 left.
Absolute madness.
I fucking love Oshi. She just loves that goal. Oh.
All right, so you go into this alleyway, and you start looking around. So can I get some perceptions from people as you start inspecting this alleyway?
From everyone.
Everyone's looking now because it's like suddenly like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm gonna check with Rainer as well because he's gonna do a check.
Oh,
wrong.
Baggi.
Wrong one. That's what I wanted. Great. Okay, so you guys kind of look around. I think, yeah. So big Phatts. You notice like a smudge of chalk on a wall, like yellow chalk. You can't make out what it is that the image is, but there's a smudge of chalk. Baggi, you kind of like wander around and you're sort of like looking for stuff, and you sort of go to kick the floor, sort of like, fuck's sake, what the fuck is this? Ridiculous. And you sort of go to kick like a bit of dust off the ground, and your foot goes against something metal.
Nice. Baggi's gonna get on the floor and start like pushing all the dust away to see what's underneath.
So you find this other manhole, and on the front of it is sort of been gouged into it, a circle with 9 sort of lines coming off of it.
Interesting. She is gonna beckon everyone over silently. To come and have a look at this. I assume it looks like a manhole.
Yeah, manhole-y.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been like manhandled and changed to be a marking instead.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like been chiseled into to kind of show a marking on it.
She turns to the group and is like, well, pretty sure This might be what we're looking for. Xanathars? Hole in the ground? What do we think?
I'm still coming off that high from that fight a few seconds ago, but yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm down.
Nice.
So- Yeah, carry on.
I was just gonna say before we go into the hole of hell, Baggy's gonna down her healing potion because she's actually quite low and not feeling great.
Right.
I mean, can we take a short rest before we go in?
This is. I'm going to get to that. You've got
Okay.
some time. You've got some time to search underneath, which I'm going to class as a short rest.
Oh, nice.
So don't worry about taking that potion; it'll be a waste. So,
Great, amazing.
So you look down towards it. I think Big Phatts, you kind of like point down to it, and like your fingertip sort of flips out, and there's like little fork comes out. You know the ones they use for opening a manholes. You
Yeah,
sort of
like
stick
an
your
Allen
finger-
key.
Yeah, like an Allen key. And you sort of put it in, and you twist, and then you lift. So can I just get an athletics check off you, please?
Yeah, of course you can. Athletics.
Wow.
It's
16. Nice. As you kind of twist it, you just lift it up and sort of move it to the side. And the smell that kind of kicks up is revolting. So as Rainier's just like, well, shall we go in?
Yeah. I'll keep watch while you guys go down.
And
Make
Rainier
sure not
goes,
to follow us.
and Rainier goes in first. And climbs down. And you can hear him go, oh, God. As he sort of climbs down. And you all kind of make your way down. Pups, you're the last to go down.
Mm-hmm.
What is there anything you wanted to do while you're up here on your own?
Yeah, I sort of stand there, and that sort of moment really shook Pups. And before he goes down, just takes out the sending stone and just whispers into it and says, "You're smarter than that. Don't end up like Tunk." And climbs down.
Ooh, so you receive like your stone goes diddle So you get to the bottom. You get to the bottom, and your feet all just go into this sludge. Do you feel your stone sort of heating up on your leg? So you pick it up and you read it.
Is Pup still up there when I read it?
Pups is coming down the ladder.
Okay, and Oshi just throws it from one hand to the next and back again to make a point that she still has both her hands, and then like shrugs and puts it back in her pocket.
I love that kind of like the most important thing is that I'm okay. All right, so you kind of go through this horrific place. The smell in like the sewers of Waterdeep in the summer.
Oh.
Like it is nasty. As you kind of search around, so you're going to search for about an hour, which is I'm going to class as a short rest. So
Nice.
roll them if you've got them to heal up.
What do we roll up? One hit dice.
It does,
You
or
can-
two.
You can roll as many hit dice as you like, but I would recommend doing one at a time. Because if you don't need to spend them, you don't need to. Oh wow, very nice.
Oh,
Big
crap.
city.
Yes.
Big
Yeah.
2 drinks.
Really, really nice.
Well done, everyone.
Hmm.
So how healthy is everyone looking?
Full health.
Well,
Full health. Oh, let me stop.
Yeah, full health.
All right, you're all full health. I think she's just slightly under full health.
14
all right.
crocodiles attack.
Great. Can you all do Constitution saving throws for me, please?
My favorite.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Evie!
Crit.
Evie crits it. That's a good call.
Baggy don't give a shit about the shit.
Okay, so
got
Gabby.
as well.
I know you should have used them. So Oshi and Pups, you are both. Actually, no, Oshi, you were not poisoned. Pups, you are poisoned for the next 10 minutes.
Here we go again.
All right. I'm gonna check the.
Shit himself.
I'm just gonna check the poison condition. Oh,
Disadvantage on attacks.
I think it's disadvantage on attacks, but I don't think you're gonna have too many of those. Let's have a look.
Too many.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Okay, so you guys search for an hour. I think you place Pups in the front because you're used to that. Big Phatts, have you got a torch?
Yep, I was going to
You
say.
have got a torch.
Yep.
Right. So you kind of lit that torch. Yeah, you do this. There's a sudden like with explosion next to you. It's like this like shit gas sort of explodes next to you, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool. And you use that to light your cigar, I think, because it's cooler. As you guys go across, I think Pups, you're literally, if you could be more green, you are. As you just like, whoa, and you're at the front. Okay, so could you do some perception checks for me as you're searching in front of you?
Yep. Okay. 18.
Great. So you sort of see there's a marking on the wall. It's a yellow chalk, and you see there's a circle, 9 spikes, and an arrow pointing to continue down. So you kind of see that if you continue up, it will turn a corner at a right angle, and the kind of like you guys are sort of now walking on like on the left side on like a little bank that goes away from the shit water as you're kind of coming around the side.
Pups just sort of lethargically just waves everyone on and keeps going in the direction of the arrow.
Oh, Johnny Gash, thank you for following. Wow. So you carry on down, and as you sort of like come up, how much noise are you guys making as you kind of going up? Lots of noise. I think Pups, you might be making lots of noise because of your gagging and stuff.
I imagine it's like each one is echoing as well a little bit.
As you kind of come round a corner, you see. Oh, that's a weird one. It's gone very strange. There we go. That's better. You kind of, as you kind of come around a corner, you can see something, Pups, that's like a grapefruit that's like floating across the river away from you. And it sort of like begins to turn as you hear you go. And you see that it's like this little creature. It's about the size of a grapefruit. Can you give an update? I think we need some updates there. But you see grapefruit, and it's got like, and it sort of begins to turn, but it looks like it's got like spiky hair, but actually there are all these like tendrils coming off of its head. As it turns and looks at you guys, as you see, it's actually got this like eye with these kind of tendrils on it. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like.
Ugh.
Okay. Okay. Handouts. Creatures, monsters. Begins with I.
Oh,
Letter begin.
Darren has just contributed 4,000 to the care package too. We're already halfway there.
Ah,
Thanks, Darren.
nice. Okay, so this is what you guys see. It's this kind of like disgusting thing. Stands in front of you.
Ew.
Geyser.
Here's a geyser.
What, geezer?
And you
Oh,
see
our gaze.
behind him is like another symbol that he's halfway of rubbing out as he tries to kind of he starts to rub out. He sort of sees you, Pups, and from across the way, and I think he's going to go in for a surprise attack with you because you're so. Remember, you guys, you've got those disadvantages to use against me if you want them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Okay, so he's going to go in for an eye ray. So I'm going to roll a dice.
Eye raise.
So roll 1d4 and it will tell me what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen here.
All right.
Okay, so 2. All right, cool. Can you do a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Pups.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh.
What is it? 7.
Okay, so you are now frightened of the gazer until the gazer's next turn. And it continues looking at you. Another stalk sort of swings round and looks at you as well. It does a second one. Okay, cool. Can you do a strength saving throw for me, please?
I'm going to use an advantage for this. Oh dear.
So
6.
and literally you feel yourself get picked up off the ground and you just fall into the sewage water and you're now deep in the sewage water. Okay, guys, let's roll initiative then, please.
Oh, no.
At least Pop's not wearing armor anymore, so doesn't need to worry about shitting his pants. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love this episode. I have to just put it out there. I'm having a great time.
It's so good.
All right, Pup. So the torch rolled 18. That's good.
Yeah. Sick.
What a torch.
Go on, torch. All right.
Legend.
So Pups, you sort of feel it sort of pushing you away from the current is beginning to kind of push you away from the gazer, and I think that the sort of the walls next to it are about 5 feet high.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to try and figure out a way of doing this.
How wide is the trench?
The trench is 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get onto like the edge of the opposite side, the side of the gazer, and then I'm going to almost try and like, what's it called? It's like, is it like tic tac from one side to the other, like parkour it?
Okay, cool. I think you can get up there. I think you're allowed to. In terms of you're frightened, you won't be any closer to it than you.
Yeah, so literally just on the edge of it here to that one to then jump back towards everyone else.
All right, cool. So let's do athletics is to get up, to grab onto the thing, and then an acrobatics to jump across the other side, and that will be your go. So this will be with disadvantage unless you want to use it with advantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn all through my bombs.
All right, cool. So that would be a normal roll.
Okay, so 11 on the athletics.
All right, I'm gonna say that you struggle to kind of get up, and you try to lift yourself up, and you just can't do it. And if you look down and you realise you've got a turd on your foot, and you go. And you you throw up, and that makes you let go, and you fall back into the water.
Oh God! Is that my turn?
You travel 5 feet away, so you're technically off the map. Okay. So you're 5 feet away. So add 5 to your movement whenever you're trying to move up on your next go. All right. As you guys just see Pups sort of just be taken away. God. Okay, the gazer is going to look across at you guys. I think it's going to look at the first person you can see, which is, of course, you, Baggi.
Bah.
Bah. All right, so it's going to do 2 of these. So 1d4. Just copy that. So the first one, can I get a wisdom saving throw from you, please?
Yes, 100%. It is coming.
Oh my God.
Please.
As you're like, oh, aren't you a beautiful gazer? Oh wow, you're so beautiful. And it looks at you and like winks with its one eye.
Oh, no.
And as it winks, it kind of tells you to kind of put your weapons down, and you're not here. It's not here to hurt you at all. She put down your weapons. You are now charmed.
Damn it!
Okay.
Okay.
And you have, but it's not hugely strong, so you can have half your movement, and if you do attack it, is with a disadvantage. All right, and then it looks across at Big Phatts.
Howdy.
And can I get a dexterity saving throw, please?
The Barbarians Masterclass.
Don't you get advantage? Danger sense.
Yeah,
Yes, I mean, I
do.
guess so. Yeah.
You do,
All right. Thanks. All right, here we go. Skoo whip.
oh, very nice.
16.
As this like ray of frost gets fired towards you, and you just sort of like, sorry about that, right? It's like slams next to the wall between you and Oshi. As that is the gazer's turn. Okay, cool. It's now your go, Big Phatts.
So the torch is going to use its action to continue to burn. And then I've put my initiative in there as well. So if you want to take the torch out and keep me in, the torch is going to continue to burn for all of its actions.
And it just goes burning stuff, burning away. Yeah, give it light and things burning. It also sings away.
The torch
think-
doesn't have any sabotage bombs, guys. Just so you're aware. Okay.
Pardon?
I think Baggy's also charmed by the torch now too. It's just like, wow, what a lovely song, so talented.
It's like a mixture of Roscoe and
Yeah,
Baggi.
it's just Roscoe all over again.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Big Phatts. So it is now your turn.
Big Phatts is having seen Pups fall into the sewage. He's going to move to the edge. He's going to take out one of his javelins and he's going to hold it down over the edge, and will use his action, or like hold an action to when it's Pups' turn to try and help him out.
Well, I think what we could do is that let's do an acrobatics, because I'm thinking of you like fishing. So you're
Okay.
like fishing him out.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that's not athletics? It's a sport, technically.
And you'd have to be strong to. Like,
You'd
hold
have
him up.
to be.
Yeah. To
Yeah,
flip out.
the way I'm going to say it is, if you want to use athletics, there's a possibility that you'll stab Pups.
I'm all right
Oh.
with that, Joe.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's do an athletics.
Oh no, Pups is getting sepsis. Oh,
I will use one of my advantages.
Oh,
on
good.
bombs.
Oh, good, because it's going to be against Dan's AC, so we'll see how it goes.
Wait, hold on. I'm not trying to get an advantage to stab him.
I know you're not.
Is his AC what I have to go above in order to not stab him?
Yes.
All right. Well, then here we go. So long, Goblin.
16. No, wrong one.
24. Yes.
24. Great. So you look like you just like stab into the water, and it kind of goes through his shirt, and you gotta like pick him up, sort of fish him out.
Caught me a goblin.
And I'm gonna say that you pop him down. You sort of swing with that score. You pop him down where you were.
Great.
With that score, and literally Baggy's like, wow. But that is your turn, I'm afraid.
Grand. Oh, good.
Okay, cool. Oshi.
I'm assuming in all the excitement of everything that's just happened, Oshi's going to be able to hide.
Go for it.
Stealth?
So we'll do a stealth check, and I will check.
Can I use
with-
some advantage?
Yeah, of course you can.
Thank you. 19.
Great. Okay, cool. So the gazer, you're hidden away from the gazer completely.
Then she's going to use a short bow and fire at the gazer with a 23
Very nice. That hits.
for 8.
Oh, very nice hit. As you sort of slam across, it's sort of like, and I'm gonna say it's taking out one of its eyes.
Oh, nice.
So one of its rays is no longer available. I'm going to say number 4 is no longer available. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, she's going to. I'm trying to look. No. Oh, well, can she? No, she's happy. She's just going to.
Okay, Baggi, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm really sorry. As a player, I'm apologising, but Baggi, in her state of being charmed, is going to reach behind her back and pull out the immovable rod and just place it here, so that, and presses the button. It just hovers just above the sewage, so that she can walk over to the other side.
Honestly, I never thought Oshi was going to have to kill Baggi. I never thought that was going to happen.
And as she's like crossing over, she's like pulling out an empty jar, just like, yes, I want you. I want to study you so hard. So do you want a dexterity check to go over, or an acrobatics check?
No,
I mean,
I'm just going to let you walk over because that's too good.
Great. Okay, great.
Right.
But however,
Good.
now you want to capture it. All right. So
Yeah.
let's do imagine it's like a grapple is what I'm thinking. So if you do yours with athletics, and I could do mine with athletics or acrobatics, and we'll see if you capture yourself a gazer. All
This
right.
is going to be awful, but I'm going to use one of my advantages because she really wants to catch it. So,
I'm gonna use my disadvantage because I think it's really cool if you can have one. Okay.
okay, it's a 15.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go with acrobatics because I think it's like quite fast. But I'm gonna use a disadvantage. Oh.
Oh no,
So
disadvantage.
with disadvantage. So you go to kind of grab it, and he sort of like, you know, when a mouse sort of runs against the thing that you're trying to scoop it into the pot, you kind of do that, and you kind of got this thing, and you're holding it, and you're like, "Hi."
I love you.
And inside it's like pew, 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 pew. There's like all of these lasers of like firing off all over the place as it sort of tried to figure out, but then it sort of like charms itself and then it sort of like calms and then it sort of like looks at you and just blinks.
and she literally just starts like rocking
And it sort of
side
laughs
to
at you.
side, like, and Baggy's just like,
And then can you do a wisdom saving throw for me?
oh my god, yes. Okay, here we go.
Great. So you sort of like ha ha ha. And you're like, oh cool, I've got this thing in a jar. so that he sort of disappears, the wonder sort of disappears.
It's just like, this is horrible. Might be useful though, yeah. Straight into a pocket.
As you kind of like, yeah, you see that the symbol is kind of pushing away this way. Pups, you're sort of stood there going, oh, oh,
And Pups is still scared of this thing, right?
oh, yeah, no, you're not anymore. Actually, let's do wisdom saving throw. Let's find out.
Okay, why not?
Yep. So you can't get any closer to Baggi.
Yeah. So I think Pups gets out and just sort of goes, oh, yeah, and just vomits all over the torch.
No.
As the light goes away and we fade to black.
So good.
Oh, good.
That
Wow.
was so silly.
It was the most, that has got to be the most ridiculous and definitely not how I planned it session. That was absolutely wonderful. Oh, how big is the jar? I didn't know how big the jar is. Let's say the size of a grapefruit. There you go. Oh, poor guys. Well done. That was a classic thinking you're Lord of the Rings and turning out to be Monty Python moment. That was absolutely fantastic. Of course, and Raynar's still there. We didn't put Raynar in. After all of that, we didn't put Raynar in again. I need to remember that he's with you guys. Oh, never mind. But once again, I want to say thank you to everybody at home for sticking with us for my constant technical issues. But I don't think it affected our game, and we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today. I'm glad you've still got your hands, Oshi. Oh my god, I'm just glad you've still got some of the contents of your stomach. Pups.
Oh, I don't know. What is it with pups and shit, man?
I'm glad, Big Phatts, that you're not dead.
Still
Yeah.
got loads of cash as well.
I've still got loads of cash. And Baggi, I'm really glad you've got a grapefruit in a jar. It makes me really, really happy.
What am I going to do with it? Ooh.
Okay, so I think we're going to come back next week and going to have some fun going through this sewer layer. And maybe you'll get to the end of it. We'll see what happens. But thank you for sticking with us for the confusion and everything else. I'm going to say, unless there's anything else we want to talk about before we finish.
Just thank you for running a really fun, silly session after what has been a challenging week, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. I think this sets me up for the rest of the week, which is lovely. Great. So I'm going to say, I'm gonna say it. So usually I have a particular sign off. I'm not going to do that sign off this week. Instead, I'm going to say, keep planning heists against your landlords. Keep playing role-playing games. And brothers, can we please be better? I'll see you guys next week. Love you very much.
Big love.
See you
Love,
later.
love.
Mwah.